Hello, everyone. Calvin Smith here once again. I hope that you all are doing well, and I hope that everyone is ready to learn some more programming. Today, what we're going to learn is how to open the camera and how to take a photo with the camera and how to save that image taken and place that onto our profile picture. Also, we're learning how to select the photo from our camera roll and have that image placed onto our profile image as well. If time permits, we will learn how to save an image into our camera roll, and we also have the option of saving videos to our camera roll as well. With that being said, let's get started. Alright, so let's first start off by seeing where we are. We run the app. My compiler is pretty slow right now. So let's see. Alright, so once we tap the image, we get a display controller, and it's going to ask how do we want to set our profile picture, through camera or by selecting photo. If we select one of them, it doesn't do anything at the moment. But let's first work with the camera. So what we want to do is import a module called Mobile Core Services. We want to bring in UI Navigation Controller Delegate and UI Image Picker Controller Delegate. And these are just delegates that have more functions that we would need for the camera. So we want to create a picker controller. By doing that, we say var, let's call it picker controller. So type UI image, no, I'm sorry, UI image picker controller. We'll say let controller equals UI image picker controller. Return controller, and you close out the parameters, and now you have your picker controller variable defined. Now what we want to do is add some more features to the controller. So let's say controller dot delegate equals self, and you see that we have self, so we have to create a lazy variable, lazy var. This delegate is just saying that you want this image picker controller to be this picker controller right here. So this delegate is going to take on these functions. And now we want to say controller dot allows editing equals true, and we want to say controller dot media types equals an array. Let's say we have KU type image as a string. We have KUT type movie should come up. Let's see, KUT type movie as string. So now we have our picker controller defined. And let's see. When we want it, what we want to do is essentially open up the camera once we press this camera button from our controller, from our display alert controller. So let's create a function called open camera. We want to say picker controller dot, hold on, let me see, it's picker controller dot source type equals UI image picker controller source type dot camera. Let's make this a little bit safer. So let's say if UIImagePickerController source type UIImagePickerController dot is source type available. That's going to be UIImagePickerController source type dot camera. Create that and put this in here. So what this is saying, if your user's phone has camera capabilities, then run this PickerController.source type equals UIImagePickerController source type dot camera. So it's just kind of a safe way stating that if your user doesn't have a camera for some reason, then your app will not crash. So let's say present. You want to present the PickerController. Animated, let's just say true, incompletion, nil. We're not going to do anything after this function runs or is completed. So now we should be able to open the camera and we have to use the word self because it's inside of a function. So if we close this and run it now, you should be able to open the camera. No idea why my compiler is moving so slowly. Here we go. Alright, so if I tap the box, I say camera. The camera opens, however, we have a crash. And let's see, it says this app has crashed because it attempted to access privacy-sensitive data. The app's info.plist must contain NS camera usage description. Alright, so let's cancel out of that. Let's go over to our info.plist. And essentially what we have to do is select this, go to the privacy, and we want to use camera. So we have to ask our users for, essentially ask them, is it okay if we use the camera capabilities? And we have to do the same thing if we're going to use the video camera. We have to have access to the microphone. Also have to have access to the photo library if we want our users to select from the photo library. And let's see if there are any more. So we have camera usage, microphone, photo library. So I believe that's it. We should see. So if you want to add a more descriptive description, letting your users know why you want to use the camera, you can, but you don't have to. I'm gonna just say camera access, microphone access, and let's just say photo library access. Alright, so now let's run it again. See what happens. Select the camera, and it says camera would like to access the camera. You know, I put a camera access for my description, so we say yes, it's okay. And now we see that we can use the photo and the video. So now when you go to video, they ask for the microphone access. Just say yes, okay. And now we can record videos. So that looks fine. You can see that the dot media types, we have KU type image and KU type movie. So that is why we have the video and photo capabilities. If we wanted to only have one or the other, then we could just take the movie out or just the image out and only have one. So now that looks fine, but let's say when we take the photo, press use photo, nothing happens. So essentially what we want to do is take the photo and have that be our camera, our profile pic. So let's work with that. Let's say, let's see. So there's a function called did finish picking with media type. Let's say let media type equals info UI image picker controller media type. UI image, looking at my notes, let's see, picker controller media type as a string. So we also want to dismiss the controller once we finish picking our media type. So let's say if media type equals info, no, if media type equals KUT type image, and let's say add string, just downcast it as a string. Then we want to say if let edited image equals info UI image picker controller edited image right here. And we downcast that as a UI image. So we're saying we're grabbing the edited image. Let's put two equal signs right there, I'm sorry. And we say that we want our profile view.image to equal this image. We want to say else if let original image equals info UI image. Sorry, hold on. I have a code. If info UI image picker controller original image. We want to downcast it as a UI image as well. We want to say profile view.image equals original image. So now what we're saying is if we're going to take a picture or select a picture from our camera roll, if it's an edited image, it's going to make the profile image be the edited image. If it's just the original image, then it's just going to be the original image. So let's take a look at that. So we select this a camera, and we say take a photo and use that photo. And now there's our profile image. All right, so now what we want to do is to create a function for when we select a photo from our camera roll. So let's say function handle upload image from picker controller. And let's say let image picker controller equals UI image picker controller UI image picker controller. We want the image picker controller that allows editing. In my image picker controller that allows oh, okay, I didn't cancel out this parameter, I'm sorry. That allows editing equals true. Image picker controller dot delegate equals self. I'm going to say image picker controller dot media types equals the same array of KU type image as a string and KU type movie as a string as well. I want to present this image picker controller animated true, completion nil. Now we want to run this function when we select photo. So let's say self.handle upload image from picker controller. And we have that. So essentially, let's run that and see what happens. Select here, select photo. Camera would like to access your photos, okay. Go here and select the photo, and that'll be your profile picture. And that's because when we handle upload image from picker controller, this function did finish picking media with info is run. So this function runs when we use the camera, and it also runs when we use the selection of an image from our camera roll as well. So you can see that, and tap it again. So select the photo again, and you'll see that you can also edit into the scenery, and it focuses just on this. So editing is allowed. And now, one last thing we want to do is to add these images to our camera roll. And to do that, what we have to do is say it's a function that we have to call, let's see my notes, function It never pops up, so it's fairly long. I don't recall it by heart. Function image, UI image, did finish saving with error. Error NS error. Context info unsafe mutable raw pointer. Unsafe mutable raw pointer. So since this function didn't pop up, I was trying to see if it has been deprecated. So what I did was hold command and select over UIImagePickerController, and I looked for did finish saving. Let's see, command find did finish. So it says image did finish saving, picking media with info, delegate callback. Or no, so here it is. The image did finish saving with error. It's commenting it out, but it's not. Doesn't say that the function is deprecated, so the function should still be allowed to use. So we want to say if error is not equal to nil, so if the error exists, then we want to print out print the error. And let's handle our errors a little bit better. So let's say that we could not save image. And then let's say we still want the error to be printed. But then you want to return out the error so that your code could still run. Now let's say if media type, or let's say else if I don't want to use this one. So let's say else if media type equals KU type movie as string, then we want to save this video into our camera roll. So to do that, we have to say we have to get the URL. Let URL equals info UI image picker controller media URL, and we have to downcast that as a NS URL. We're going to say let video path equals URL dot relative path, and that just essentially turns it into a string. Now what we want to do is to say UI save video path to saved photo albums, and the string is the video path string. We want to say completion target self, completion selector. So the selector, and we're going to run this function that we just created. Image did finish. No, not that one. Let's see, image Did finish. Not sure why autocomplete is not working. This one is marked out. Let's see. Raw pointer nil. So that was actually X'd out. Hold on. Not too sure why. Let me see. So I believe that's better. All right, there we go. So now we can say, now we can save our videos into our camera roll. And that's going to happen once we finish picking the media with info. So let's see that. Now tap it. Some camera. Let's take a video. So look at my screen. Stop it. Use video. Now once we go back to the camera roll, you should see that 2-second video right here. And there it is. So now one last thing is to save the photo to the camera roll instead of the video. So let's just create a button called Save to Camera Roll button. UI button equals, this is the button. So let's say let button equals UI button. Button dot set title. Let's call it save to camera roll UI control state dot normal. Say button dot add target self. And we have it defined as lazy variable, so we're okay there. We're going to have to create a function and control state dot events touch. Let's go with touch up inside. Touch up inside. So it says a touch up event is when the finger is inside the bound. So it's basically this is how you know you touch up inside. I believe is when you release your finger, then the function is called. Once return button, so when you release your finger from pressing the button, then the function is called. That is. Let's say button dot translate auto resizing mask equals false. And now let's say self.view add subview save to camera roll button. And we have to create this function for the selector still as well. So let's say function save to, let's just call it handle save to camera roll. So we're going to copy this and paste it here. Now we're going to say UI image right to save photo album. And what image do we want? We want profile view.image completion. That self hashtag selector. Call them the same function. Image. I think I'm gonna have to write it all out again. Image did finish saving. It's still X'd out for some odd reason. I'm gonna just finish writing it with error. Context info context info nil. Alright, so one thing to notice is that we put an exclamation mark for profile view.image. So therefore, the profile view has to have a photo there, or else the app will crash. So I can show you. I'll show you that in a bit. Let's see. We have to still constrain our camera roll button. So let's say save to camera roll button dot center x anchor dot constrain profile views dot center x constant. Let's make it 0, so they're going to be right in the middle. Is active equals true. Save to camera roll button dot top anchor dot constrain to the profile views dot bottom anchor. Let's just push it 8 pixels down. That is active equals true. Save camera roll button dot width anchor dot constrain let's just give it a constant value. Constrain. Let's give it a constant of 275. Is active equals true. And lastly, let's say save to camera roll button dot height anchor dot constrain equals true. Let's give it a height of 50. That is active equals true. And with the, let's add this button type dot system. So this is kind of gives you like a flash when you press the button, kind of let you know when you press the button essentially. So let's run that. So now I can tap, select photo. Let's select the photo. And now once we save it to the camera roll, you can see how it goes in and comes back out. So now I should see that image twice in my camera roll. So here it is, 1, and 2. So now we save the image to our camera roll. We added the image to our as a profile view. We also learned how to save a video into our camera roll. So that you all enjoyed this episode today, and have a good day. Thank you.